Thank you for staying with us to talk about the John Howard Society in this area here in Brockville. We have in the studio with us Robyn Holmes, who happens to be the Assistant Executive Director. Thank you for coming in today. Thank you for sitting down with me and educating me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
excited.
Well, good. So please tell us, what is the John Howard Society?
So the John Howard Society locally is an expansion of what has existed across the province and across Canada for many years, for decades. So the name John Howard really comes from historical English times. John Howard himself was an Englishman that was assigned to some tasks in terms of, he was a sheriff that was assigned with some tasks of overseeing individuals in prisons and incarcerated. And he really decided he was not a well-liked man. He spoke very openly. He decided that he did not like the treatment of offenders and was going to do something to change that. So our agency has been established based on his namesake. And here locally, we provide a whole range of services for youth right through end of life, for individuals, some of whom do have involvement with the justice system, some of whom don't. So our involvement locally started in 2017 with the expansion of the rural bail program. So we provide oversight for individuals that have been released from custody but have not yet been convicted of a crime. They've been charged but not yet convicted. So we came on the landscape here in Leeds-Grenville with that bail program. We started to appear in court, provide some oversight for individuals that had been released from custody, but we rapidly expanded. And I don't think we anticipated how quickly that would happen. So we now encompass, as I said, a range of services, which include the Connect Youth brand of services now. So in 2023, we finalized a merger with Connect Youth, brought those services under our wing, and here we are now. So we have a robust team of 13 staff here in Leeds-Grenville, and we're doing the best we can to support our community right now.
That's great. That's great. So where is the office located?
So we have a brand new office that we are very, very excited about. We received some investment from Reaching Home with the federal government. And really what we wanted to do is create a location that brought together both the John Howard programming and the Connect Youth programming, but also solidified our commitment to addressing homelessness locally. So what we did was we embarked on a capital project, which I don't recommend doing that during a pandemic. It's excessively challenging. So it took several years to complete that. But where we are now is in the former LCBO unit at it's Unit 18 at 125 Stewart Boulevard, right next to Stingers and the Recreation Center on site there.
So that's the Brockville Shopping Center. Used to be, yes.
It's still very well known as the Brockville Shopping Center. Near and dear to many people. Yes. So we're in that former LCBO unit. We have brought together, as I said, both programming. So we have multiple staff in that facility now. It is a controlled access unit, nice and new, modern, also open programming space for our clients. So we have a large kitchen unit to do some education with individuals, teach them how to cook, provide some life skills. We have open common areas to allow for a lot of collaboration. We operate on a very much a systems navigation approach where we bring in a lot of outside agencies and work collaboratively. So we've created a facility that allows us to do that. Large boardroom spaces, open areas. And then the most unique part of our office is the rear of the facility, which is actually 6 residential units for individuals experiencing homelessness.
Really?
So those units will be done hopefully within the month. And then once we open those, that expands on our existing community units, which we have for youth, and provides a more robust line of service for individuals that are either experiencing short-term temporary homelessness or those that have been experiencing chronic homeless for significant periods of time. So really that allows us to provide housing, but also provide intensive case management. So we build on life skills training for individuals, some of whom have had multi-generational poverty, never been taught the skills that are required to live independently. And then we also assist them with paperwork, navigation, and referrals to other services they might need. And then, of course, the goal to move them into long-term stable housing. So we provide application support, financial applications, liaising with landlords and landlord-tenant board when required, and really a comprehensive range of services from a whole team of dedicated staff.
So I like the idea that you're not John Howard Society is not trying to do everything themselves.
No.
They're bringing in, they're looking outside to other agencies to help out with their expertise.
We exist within a full spectrum of services locally. So we provide our own housing services. We provide, bail supports and justice supports. But beyond that, we exist in a whole community of really skilled individuals. So we find that our clients are best served when they are referred to the other agencies that have specific skill sets in the areas that they need assistance in. So we have a multitude of partners from the education systems with the school boards and child welfare and family and children's services to the local mental health agencies. And we really pride ourselves in finding creative solutions for clients. So if they require supports in an area that we have not previously navigated, we're happy to dive in and find who is the best point of contact for them. And one of the most unique things I think we do is beyond that initial referral, we walk alongside them as they navigate those, whether there's wait lists or whether there's other things that come up, we kind of maintain that continued support. And that's led to massive change for our clients.
Which it would, because they know that they can reach out. They can reach out to the person that is with them. Yeah, so that's great. What came to mind right away when you were saying education? Have you had younger clients who required additional education in order to get their high school and whatever else is needed, or a trade or something?
Absolutely. We see a lot of younger people, our younger population tends to be quite transient. So we have some people, some young individuals we serve that are from Leeds Grenville and have significant supports in place from one of the school boards locally. We have others that come into the community from outside just because something has brought them here. And a lot of those young people are now pursuing trades careers, which are phenomenal and so amazing for young people. And then to be able to access supports of various funds available for them to pursue education, supports available through family and children's services if they are a child in care. And then also just really pulling on all of our other community supports at the school board level to see what are the options. There's so many creative solutions for young people through co-op and different career exploration. We have an abundance of resource at the Employment and Education Center locally and CSE Consulting in Grenville County that really allow young people to dive in and pursue something that they're passionate about. And sometimes what we find is once you make that connection of something that really inspires them, that makes a big difference.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah. I mean, the interest.
Absolutely.
They want to do it. Yeah.
You want to do something that enlightens you every day.
Of course.
That's what we all want, right?
Yeah, well, there you got it. What about the older population? Is there issues there?
Absolutely.
Really?
So I think what we saw when we brought together John Howard and Connect Youth was that the Connect Youth team had significant expertise in providing housing supports, basic needs, navigation services for the young population. So 12 through 25, really. Then when we expanded with John Howard and we really looked into the expansion of our housing services, we brought on an outreach team to really do on-the-ground supports for those experiencing homelessness. What we saw was that it was overwhelming, the number of the aging population who are experiencing homelessness.
Really?
So, in the past, we've navigated brain injuries and mental health diagnosis, but now we're navigating individuals that are experiencing things like dementia and Alzheimer's and things that we weren't previously equipped to deal with. But now we're navigating those alongside trying to help people live rough and live in tents and find them long-term housing, and really shifting our supports to ensure that we're adequately meeting the needs of those populations has been a challenge, but it's also allowed our staff to really expand our skills to work with other local agencies that we had not previously partnered with that now we can. So we look at everything as, even though it's a challenge, it's always an opportunity.
Yes, there are lots of opportunities out there. Absolutely. So, Robyn, what about those, or has your agency ever run across a homeless person who, for whatever reason, they don't want to be in housing? So that is very common?
Very common. And I think what we need to consider is that a lot of the times community or individuals think that it's just as simple as giving somebody housing.
No.
But not understanding that there may be a history of trauma. There may be a reason that they're not ready to accept housing, that the environment that they have created for themselves right now, whether that be an encampment or a tent or kind of living precariously housed and couch surfing.
Yes.
They have created that as the place that they feel the safest. And shifting a person away from what they feel safest with is very difficult. So there's a lot of individuals that we support that they have said, I'm not ready to pursue housing right now. And that's okay. And we meet them where they're at. We provide basic needs support, referrals, maintaining that support so they know that when and if they're ready, we're here and we can assist with that. But it's not as simple as kind of forcing our solutions on people. All of our solutions have to be led by the client.
Right.
And that's what makes us the most successful. So we try to drive our programs by being client-led. Our clients set their own goals. We walk alongside them in the pursuit of their goals. But if they don't have ownership over those, they won't be successful. So,
well, no, they wouldn't, because I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter.
You know.
Right.
No. Wow. Wow. Okay. Some of the programs you have talked about. So right now, from what I'm hearing is youth and seniors seem to be in the forefront. What about the people in between?
We serve everyone. So I think youth has been kind of our history with Connect Youth. Seniors is the emerging population, but the middle years, I would say everybody kind of from 25 up to the senior population, we provide an extensive amount of supports for those too. So just quickly to run through the programs that we offer locally. As I mentioned, we have the bail program locally. From the bail program, we saw a large number of individuals who were experiencing homelessness as a result of their criminal justice involvement. So we brought on board a justice-involved housing worker specifically to assist that population to navigate some of their court processes and the paperwork that is slightly different than traditional housing. We also have our youth housing team, which is, of course, remaining dedicated to serving the 16 to 25 population. We have 7 beds in the community from Brockville right through Kemptville that provide those short-term stays for young people experiencing homelessness, along with the case management.
Yes.
We also have the outreach team, as I mentioned, was brought on to really provide the boots on the ground mobile response to homelessness. They assist with the first point of contact, provision of basic needs, enumeration of the homeless population through the local by names list and coordinated access with United Counties. So that team is very active and they mobilize throughout the counties as required. We also have our core program for Connect Youth, which remains at South Grenville High School. It serves the entirety of Leeds Grenville, but that high school has given us a dedicated office, a full classroom for a drop-in. And last year, that school, one of the main services at that school is the lunch program that we provide. Last year, we were providing more than 2,000 meals a month at that school. So our staff in that school facility are incredibly talented and dedicated, and the cost of food is significant. We work hard to sustain that program, but those staff remain there. That is the pillar of the Connect Youth programming. We also have the WAY program, or the Wellness Access for Youth in Kemptville. And that program really just pivots on the system navigation approach of Connect Youth for a more focused response to mental health system navigation, specifically for North Grenville. So that partnership was with Kemptville District Hospital in that area, but we're so fortunate that we have expanded our funding sources, really looked at sustainability of our programming. So we have had support from the local United Way for more than 20 years, and that has been phenomenal in getting our program off the ground. We now also have investments from Reaching Home at the federal government level. We have the United Counties as a long-term funder. Again, we brought on Kemptville District Hospital as a partner with the WAY program. So the ability to really expand our services has been incredible locally, and our community is expressing such an interest in the homeless population and how they get involved. And I would really encourage, we welcome anybody who's interested in our programming, like stop by our new office, find out what we do, find out ways that you can get involved. And I think it's a lot of people are really willing to either make a tangible donation or bring in a food item or something that they know is contributing. So please stop by and see us. We would love it.
Okay. So success story. Do you have a success story?
Lots of success stories.
Oh, I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah. You want a specific one?
Yeah, very
I'll be
quickly,
vague.
please. Okay, yes.
I'll be vague just
Yes.
because it's young people. But
No, that's okay.
I think in the past year, I will preface this by saying with successes, we have incredible heartache in our field. Our staff navigated the unfortunate passing of about 6 clients within an 8-week period earlier this year. And it was absolutely devastating on our staff. And we balance that out by looking at every success that we can. We have had young people who have navigated exceptional trauma and situations that most of us would not survive. And call us, and we're the first people they call when they say, I just graduated high school. Will one of your staff attend my graduation? Come help me pick out a dress.
My.
Those things I think are just, that is why we do what we do.
Yes.
And we take every success, and that is how our staff stay motivated. And again, success is what it means for the client.
Right.
So it's not what it means for me. It's not what I've set out for you. But if you achieve a goal you've set for yourself, that's success for us. So
thank you for sitting down with me. I now know more about
Thank you so much.
John Howard Society.
Yes, absolutely.